Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Imagine for a moment walking through a world where your every move, your every success, is shadowed by an insidious force. A force that doesn't just want what you have, but wishes to undermine the very essence of your achievements. This isn't the plot of a dystopian novel, it's a reality for those entangled in the web of narcissistic jealousy and envy. But why focus on such a heavy topic, you might wonder? Because understanding is the first step towards liberation, towards healing. In the realm of emotions, jealousy is a familiar guest in the human experience. It's complex, often uncomfortable, but undeniably universal. Yet, when we pivot our lens towards narcissism, jealousy morphs into something far darker, more destructive. It becomes a reflection of profound insecurity, a manifestation of a deeply entrenched sense of inadequacy. This is not the jealousy of fleeting envy over a friend's new car or a colleague's promotion. No, this is a jealousy that seeks to diminish, to control, to destroy. Now, let's anchor ourselves with a bit of Stoic wisdom. The Stoics, with their profound understanding of human nature, teach us about the importance of focusing on what's within our control and letting go of what isn't. They remind us that the path to tranquility involves understanding the external as merely that, external. Imagine applying Stoicism's anchoring principles to the whirlwind of narcissistic jealousy. It's about recognizing the storm, but choosing not to be swept away by it. It's about seeing the envy of a narcissist, not as a reflection of your worth, but as a mirror of their turmoil. In this exploration, we're not just diving into the psychology of narcissism, we're journeying into the very heart of human emotion, examining the intersection where insecurity meets aggression. And as we navigate these choppy waters, we'll also look to the Stoic philosophy for guidance, for a way to anchor ourselves amidst the storm. As we embark on this exploration together, I urge you not to skip any part of the video for a comprehensive understanding. And if you find value in our journey, please consider subscribing to stay updated with more insights that illuminate the human experience. Narcissism, often misconceived as mere vanity or self-absorption, extends far deeper into the psyche than most realize. It's a complex web of desires for admiration and acknowledgement, intertwined with an almost paradoxical vulnerability to the slightest critique. To truly grasp the essence of narcissism, one must understand it not just as a psychological trait, but as a profound emotional labyrinth, with its roots often buried in early experiences of inadequacy or neglect. Let's introduce Stoicism into this narrative. Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches the value of inner tranquility and the importance of distinguishing between what we can and cannot control, offers a compelling lens through which to view narcissism. Imagine for a moment a Stoic approach to understanding narcissistic behavior, seeing it not as a personal affront but as a reflection of the other's inner turmoil. The Stoics remind us to focus on our own reactions and perceptions, suggesting that our peace lies not in changing the narcissist, but in managing our responses to them. In the narrative of narcissism, one encounters an individual who is, at their core, profoundly affected by how they are perceived by others. Their self-esteem is inextricably linked to the external validation they receive, rendering them exceptionally sensitive to criticism. This sensitivity isn't merely a dislike for criticism, common to many. It's a deep-seated fear that without constant validation, their very self-worth is in jeopardy. The Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius or Epictetus would perhaps advise us to look inward when dealing with narcissistic behaviors. They would encourage us to cultivate our inner citadel, strengthening our resilience and compassion, not just for our well-being, but as a means of navigating the challenging behaviors of others with grace. In understanding narcissism, Stoicism teaches us the value of empathy and the power of maintaining our equanimity in the face of provocation. Understanding narcissism, then, is not just about diagnosing or labeling behaviors, but about deepening our understanding of human vulnerability and the myriad ways it can manifest. It's about seeing the person behind the facade, recognizing their need for admiration as a quest for something we all seek in various forms: acceptance, love, and security. Through a Stoic perspective, we're reminded that our power lies not in changing others, but in cultivating our inner strength, empathy, and resilience. At the heart of narcissistic envy lies a complex interplay between an inflated yet fragile ego and a profound sense of inadequacy. This envy is not the garden-variety jealousy that most of us experience from time to time. It's a more insidious, pervasive feeling that not only desires what others have, but also resents them for having it. It's this mechanism of narcissistic envy that we'll delve into, exploring its depths and nuances, and considering how Stoic principles can help us understand and navigate it. Narcissistic envy, at its core, stems from a deep-seated feeling of inadequacy and a fear of being seen as less than. This isn't just about wanting someone else's success, beauty, or possessions. It's about a fundamental dissatisfaction with oneself and a belief that these external achievements can fill an internal void. Narcissists often see life as a zero-sum game, where one person's gain is inherently their loss, reflecting a scarcity mindset that exacerbates their envy. The Stoics, ancient philosophers who taught the value of inner peace and the importance of focusing on what we can control, offer a valuable perspective on this issue. They would likely see narcissistic envy as a misguided attempt to secure external validation for internal turmoil. Marcus Aurelius, for instance, might remind us that true worth comes from our character and our actions, not the fleeting opinions of others or the material possessions we accumulate. This Stoic idea suggests that by focusing on developing our virtues and internal resources, we can find a more stable and fulfilling sense of self-worth, reducing the need to compare ourselves to others. In understanding the mechanisms of narcissistic envy, it's crucial to recognize the role of comparison and competition. Narcissists often compare themselves to others in all aspects of life, from professional achievements to personal relationships. This constant comparison fuels their envy, as there will always be someone who appears to be doing better in some way. Stoicism teaches us to compare ourselves only to our past selves, striving for personal improvement rather than trying to surpass others. This focus on personal growth and self-reflection can help mitigate the destructive aspects of envy by shifting our perspective from what others have to what we can become. The Stoic practice of reflecting on what truly matters in life can also provide a counterpoint to the narcissist's external focus. By recognizing that external achievements and possessions are indifferents, things that don't contribute to our moral virtue, Stoicism encourages us to find satisfaction in our own progress and resilience. This internal focus can help those affected by narcissistic envy to understand that their worth isn't determined by outshining others, but by their ability to live in accordance with their values and principles. The mechanisms of narcissistic envy reveal a deep struggle with self-worth and a misguided belief in the importance of external validation. Through a Stoic lens, we can see the value of turning inward, focusing on personal growth, and recognizing the inherent worth of our character and actions. This perspective not only helps us understand the roots of narcissistic envy, but also offers a pathway to overcoming its destructive impact, both for those who experience it and for those affected by it. Narcissistic jealousy and envy are not merely emotions felt internally. They manifest in behaviors and actions that can significantly impact relationships and social dynamics. Understanding how these feelings are expressed by narcissists requires a deep dive into the subtleties of their interactions with the world and those around them. Their expressions of jealousy and envy often stem from a place of deep insecurity and a constant need for affirmation and superiority. Narcissists express their jealousy and envy in ways that can be covert and manipulative, as well as overt and aggressive. One common tactic is undermining others' achievements. This can be as subtle as a backhanded compliment or as direct as disparaging remarks aimed at belittling someone else's success. The purpose is twofold: to elevate themselves by comparison and to sow seeds of doubt in others' accomplishments, thereby attempting to reclaim the spotlight of admiration and validation they so deeply crave. Another expression of narcissistic jealousy involves imitation, where the narcissist attempts to copy or outdo the achievements of those they envy. This isn't done as a form of flattery, but as a competitive strategy to prove their own worth and diminish the original achievement's value. This can be seen in professional environments where a narcissist might take credit for others' ideas, or in personal relationships where they mimic the hobbies or interests of those they perceive as rivals. Through a Stoic lens, these behaviors highlight the importance of focusing on what is within our control, our own thoughts and actions, and letting go of external validations. Stoicism teaches us that true worth comes from living a virtuous life, not from the fleeting opinions or achievements that might provoke jealousy in a narcissist. This philosophy encourages individuals to seek internal validation and peace rather than external approval, thus providing a stark contrast to the narcissist's approach. Moreover, Stoicism offers a pathway to compassion, both for ourselves and for those caught in the grip of narcissistic jealousy. It reminds us that the envy and jealousy narcissists display are reflections of their inner turmoil and insecurity. With this understanding, we can approach such situations with a measure of empathy, recognizing the pain underlying these destructive behaviors. This doesn't mean excusing their actions, but rather seeing them through a lens of understanding, which can help in managing our responses and maintaining our tranquility. In engaging with narcissists, especially those who express their jealousy and envy through harmful behaviors, Stoicism advises us to maintain our integrity, focus on our own path of self-improvement, and detach our self-worth from the judgments and actions of others. This Stoic perspective not only provides a shield against the impact of narcissistic behavior, but also guides us toward a more peaceful and resilient state of being. Recognizing how narcissists express their jealousy and envy, armed with Stoic wisdom, can empower us to navigate these challenges with grace, maintain our inner peace, and continue our journey towards personal growth and fulfillment, unswayed by the turbulence of external judgments and comparisons. Coping with narcissistic envy requires a nuanced approach, blending self-awareness, boundaries, and a deep understanding of the narcissist's motivations. It's a journey that involves recognizing their behaviors for what they are, a manifestation of their insecurities, and responding in ways that protect your well-being while minimizing conflict. First, recognizing the nature of narcissistic envy is crucial. This isn't simply jealousy over material possessions or achievements. It's a more profound envy of perceived qualities, relationships, and successes that the narcissist feels they lack. Understanding this can help you see that their actions and words are less about you and more about their internal struggle. This is where Stoicism offers a powerful perspective. It teaches us to focus on our internal responses and values rather than external validation. By understanding that we cannot control the emotions or actions of others, only our reactions to them, we can maintain our peace of mind in the face of narcissistic envy. Setting clear boundaries is essential when dealing with a narcissist. This means communicating your limits in a calm, assertive manner and sticking to them, regardless of the narcissist's reaction. Remember, Stoicism encourages us to stand firm in our principles and to recognize what is within our power to change. In this case, while you cannot change the narcissist's behavior, you can control how much access they have to your life and how their actions affect you. Maintaining a sense of compassion, both for yourself and the narcissist, can also be beneficial. From a Stoic viewpoint, everyone is on their own path, struggling with their internal battles. Viewing the narcissist through this lens doesn't excuse their behavior, but can help reduce the emotional impact on you. It's about seeing the humanity behind their actions and responding with empathy, rather than anger or retaliation. Stoicism also teaches the value of focusing on what truly matters: our character, our actions, and our responses to the world around us. In the context of coping with narcissistic envy, this means prioritizing your well-being, engaging in self-care, and cultivating relationships that are supportive and genuine. It's about building a life that reflects your values and finding satisfaction in your personal growth, rather than external validation. Finally, seeking support from friends, family, or professionals can provide additional perspectives and coping strategies. Just as the Stoics valued the community and the wisdom of others, leaning on your support network can strengthen your resilience and provide a reminder of your worth, independent of the narcissist's opinions or actions. Coping with narcissistic envy, then, is not about changing the narcissist, but about reinforcing your inner strength, setting and maintaining boundaries, and focusing on your personal growth and well-being. By applying Stoic principles to this challenge, you can navigate the complexities of these dynamics with grace and maintain your tranquility amidst the turmoil. As we conclude our exploration into the shadowy realms of narcissistic jealousy and envy, it's clear that these emotions, while challenging, offer an opportunity for profound personal growth and understanding. We've delved deep into the psychology and expressions of narcissistic envy, equipped ourselves with coping strategies, and sought guidance from the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. This journey underscores the importance of inner resilience, the power of empathy, and the value of maintaining our peace amidst external turmoil. The Stoic philosophy, with its focus on virtue, control, and perspective, has been our anchor throughout this discussion. It reminds us that true contentment comes from within, from our ability to remain steadfast in our values and composed in the face of adversity. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control the actions or feelings of others, we can control our reactions to them. This wisdom is particularly potent when navigating the complex dynamics of narcissistic envy. It empowers us to rise above petty jealousies, to see the broader picture, and to find solace in our own path of self-improvement and integrity. In the grand tapestry of life, where shadows intertwine with light, understanding and resilience shine brightest. Thank you for journeying with us through the complexities of narcissistic envy, guided by the steadfast light of Stoicism. Together, we've navigated the turbulent waters of the human psyche, finding strength not in the tempest, but within ourselves. As we part ways today, I invite you to continue this voyage of discovery. On the screen, you'll find suggested videos, each a beacon illuminating further the path to wisdom and inner peace. Choose one, and let's keep exploring the depths of understanding and compassion together. Thank you for being a vital part of the Stoic Journal. Your presence and engagement transform mere words into a symphony of growth and insight. Until next time, remember, in the face of narcissistic envy or any other challenge, our power lies in our response, our character, and our unwavering commitment to growth and virtue. Let's continue to learn, to share, and to grow, anchored by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and propelled by our shared journey towards understanding and resilience.